Call the Honourable Nanaia Mahuta.
Tēnā koe, tēnei e tāpiri atu e rā o aku nei whakaaro ki ngā iwi, mai te huka tāheke o taupo nui ātia, pai atu ki Arapuni, ara Karapiro, tēnei mihi ana ki ara te katoa, Ngāti Tūwhare toa, te arawa waka raukawa, tēnei anō te mihi atu ki a koutou. It gives me great pleasure to be able to speak in favour of this bill. This is a second reading, so it's an opportunity to highlight some of the issues that the Māori Affairs Select Committee considered. I am heartened to be able to again highlight that this particular bill builds on the Waikato River settlement, and I'm especially heartened to hear that the Minister intends to introduce an SOP that makes that explicit within the bill. I think that's a very good amendment, very helpful to understanding the whole intent of how this and the previous Waikato River bill stitches together to ensure that the ambition of achieving a clean Waikato River is one that will be an enduring solution going forward. I listened very carefully, Mr Speaker, to the presentations made in the House, and I want to at some point go through each of the points that were raised, because they have some interest to me personally. Firstly, in order for this to be an enduring settlement, it is absolutely critical that central and local government continue to be a long-term interested and committed partner to ensuring that the successful implementation of this bill and the Waikato River Bill continues, because what we cannot afford is for any government to abrogate their responsibility of ensuring successful implementation and saying, well, no, the River Authority's there now, they can do it all, and step away from the process. So I propose that it is absolutely critical that this government and future governments remain committed partners to achieving the successful implementation, because what we know in the local government elections, and especially for Environment Waikato, the rates control ticket actually took a great proportion of the seats on this new regional council. Now there will have to be a period of re-educating those new councillors about the aspirations of the river settlement. Their ambition will be not to spend any more than absolutely necessary on this settlement. But for the settlement to be successful, it will require commitment from Environment Waikato, which may mean that ratepayers will have to continue to be engaged in contributing towards the successful implementation of what this bill and the River Settlement Bill is all about. And that is the type of leadership that will require the Minister in charge and the Minister of Local Government to give greater direction and leadership on achieving that aspiration. I was concerned to hear the contribution of the current Minister of Local Government, that he seems to be shying away from his leadership as Minister in committing to bills like this, because this sets a framework which I believe many other iwi will follow. So if he continues to be the Minister of Local Government, it is absolutely necessary that he supports the direction and intent of the Waikato River settlement and this bill, because it does set the type of ground that certainly Whanganui iwi might consider and other river iwi. More particular to the terms of this particular bill, I want to pick up very briefly the issue that was raised by Tauhinari in terms of the Waikato River Authority membership. I mean, there is a saying in back home that goes, Taupiri is our mountain, Waikato is our river, Waikato of 100 taniwha, at each spend a taniwha. And in the previous settlement under Labour, there were a number of statutory boards proposed. And the reason for that was that Waikato Tainui wasn't about to presume to dictate to other iwi in the upper catchment what should be happening in their rohe. Now, with the current government proposing a streamlined process, it is all an advantage that iwi in the upper catchment saw an opportunity to consolidate their interests. However, let the House be reminded that the proof of the pudding is in the eating, and successful implementation will mean that there may be a few wobbly bits at the front end in trying to smooth out how the River Authority operates, balancing interests in the upper catchment vis-a-vis priorities set in the lower catchment. And we just, as politicians, need to be mindful that if there are a few wobbly bits at the front end, it's to be expected. We must remain engaged and continue to work with upper catchment iwi and lower catchment iwi to ensure the successful implementation of this settlement for the Waikato River. Secondly, on the membership of the authority, I believe, for Ngāti Koroki Kahukura Minister, that it is absolutely imperative to work out the interests from Arapuni to Karapiro, because the settlement of the river, the intention is that the river be treated as an indivisible entity, and where there are interests that are not quite resolved, it would be prudent, I believe, and of sound judgment to ensure that there is no gap in the picture. So for that pragmatic reason, I would urge urgency on trying to resolve some of this alongside the people of Raukawa and Ngāti Koroki Kahukura. Secondly, on the issue of the Upper Waipa River, I'm pleased that, Minister Turia mentioned the signing, and Minister Finlayson, of the Maniapoto Deed of Settlement, because without a clean Waipa, there is no hope of trying to do anything on the Waikato River. In fact, the presentation that Russell Norman for the Greens gave about non-point source runoff absolutely applies to the Waipa River. So it is of concern that in the upper catchment of the Waipa River there's no consideration whatsoever of a clean-up fund in their agreement. And I'm hopeful and remain optimistic with the current Minister of Treaty Settlements that he will understand the pressures going forward to try and get urgency around cleaning up the Waipa so that the real ambition for Waikato can be realised. Mr Speaker, indeed there are very strong connections, whakapapa connections between Raukawa and Maniapoto, but the bill itself should not rewrite the nature of that history. And explaining that, I just want to ensure from my part, in good honesty, I guess to my own representation, to say that Raukawa exercises equal influence on the Waipa akin to Maniapoto in current day terms is to misrepresent and misunderstand, one, the whakapapa link, but two, what is actually the reality on the ground. And again, I see that the Select Committee have stayed away from trying to determine that in the legislation. I think that is absolutely right. But I wanted it noted in the Hansard that the bill should not be justification for rewriting history. That very practical considerations will have to be made and negotiated directly between Maniapoto and Raukawa. I am pleased to see again that the intent of this bill will elevate an opportunity for those leaders to be involved in co-management and co-governance arrangements. The ability for joint management agreements to be implemented, I think, is a positive thing and can only serve to support and strengthen iwi participation at the front end of planning, policy and decision-making processes, culminating in better resource consenting. Finally, Mr Speaker, as I say, I wanted to just comment briefly on Russell Norman's contribution. If his proposition was that there should be greater regulation in terms of the farming industry, then I would have to offset that comment with some practicalities. Raukawa, Te Arawa, Tūwhare Toa are all involved in farming activities. I think they would want to see themselves as leaders in this industry, promoting best practice, yes, recognising that a partially regulation may help achieve better urgency around better farming practices and introducing technology. But I don't want there to be any misrepresentation of the interests of iwi in the upper catchment who are actually doing well in the farming sector and contributing and want to do more. They may well be the leaders as a result of decisions made in this space, and I would absolutely promote that and support it. Mr Speaker, finally, can I just say that I am pleased to see greater progress being made on river settlements per se and in a clear direction of intent from the Minister that something will be done in Whanganui. It shouldn't have had to take this long for something to happen, and I know it's through no fault of the Minister, but his ambition to see Whanganui iwi reaching a settlement, I think, will be well supported also on this side of the House. Nō reira kia koutou katoa, tēnā koutou.